Greetings, Jeff Hyatt here, Universal Sampling. Going to demo the new library, the Down and Dirty and Clean Guitar. The library consists of both single notes and chords. The single notes are 2 velocity layers and either stereo or round robin times 2. And the chords as well are 2 velocity layers and either stereo or round robin times 2. And the chords are both major and minor. And the chords have both fast strumming and slow strumming. And the chords were actually played as chords. They weren't recorded as single notes and made into chords later on. Now the library has 2 sections, as you can see here in front of you, both dirty and clean. And everything that's in the clean section is also in the dirty section, and of course vice versa. So everything that I mentioned above applies to both the dirty and the clean sections. As you can see, the RAM footprint is extremely low. This library uses very little resources, enabling you to load many instruments at the same time and not have to worry too much about taking up too much RAM or CPU. For those of you that have used Kontakt instruments with similar GUIs, this should all be very familiar to you. There may be some of you out there who have not, and this may be the first exposure for you to a GUI that looks like this. If it looks a little daunting, don't be afraid. It's actually not that complicated. It's pretty simple. It's not nearly as complicated as it looks. And we'll get into the GUI and what everything is a little later on. But first I want to play some stuff for you. The first thing you're going to hear are some chords. And these chords are played by hitting one note on the keyboard each. Then we can key switch to minor. And you can also create some interesting and intriguing chords by combining different chords. Now the chorus is on by default. Let's turn it off for a second. And now let's take a listen to what the stereo guitar chords sound like without chorus. Now let's load some single notes and see what those sound like. Alright, towards the bottom of the interface you have the option to turn on the cabinet, which is the Kontakt cabinet. You can make some adjustments, and from this drop-down menu, choose a cabinet. Then you can also turn on the distortion. And again, choose a cabinet. So with choosing a cabinet and making some adjustments, there's a lot of flexibility in terms of what type of sound you're looking for. Now let's load some dirty single notes. These are mono round robin times 2, and let's take a listen. Oops. Alright, here are the dirty stereo guitar chords. Minor. let's turn the cabinet on and see what we can get. So in terms of the GUI, there's really nothing all that complicated here. All of these are contact effects that have just been put on the front of the instrument for ease of use. There is reverb, delay, chorus, and there is also global volume and pan right here. And as we've seen, the distortion and the cabinet. And all of these can be toggled on and off simply by clicking on the appropriate buttons. The reverb, delay, and chorus are on by default, and the distortion and cabinet are off by default. Now, if you want to make any adjustments to any of the effects, it's as easy as just turning a knob. This, of course, is the delay section, where we can easily just boost the level. And we can also play with the time and feedback and pan and dampening as well. And then, of course, there is chorus. And one more thing. As I mentioned, there's both fast and slow strumming. The slow strumming is accessed via the mod wheel. Alright, that should about do it. Thank you for taking the time to watch. You can go to universalsampling.com for this and other instruments. And if you have any questions or any requests, please feel free. Just shoot me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Take care.